Hi, I'm Melanie Conklin, author of Counting Time and Every Missing Piece. And in this video, I want to talk about some fun and easy revision techniques that I use and that you can also use in the classroom and at home. It can be hard to wrap your mind around how to actually do revision when you're looking at something that you've written and you don't know where to start. So some of these tips and tricks can help you so that you can get moving and figure out how to break it down and change it and make it better. So first of all, we have to look at the word revision. What is revision? Well, if you look at it, it breaks into two parts, re and vision. So if you think about it, vision is like seeing and re means doing something again. So what that actually means is see again. You're trying to see your work again in a new light so that you can improve it and make it better. So when we're trying to re-envision our work, one of the first things you need to do is look at what we have and find a way to kind of organize and think about what we have. What I use in this phase of revision when I'm looking at a written piece, like say this, which is the first page of Every Missing Piece. This is the manuscript and what it looks like when I'm working on it. If I was going to work on this book, and I had the whole book, I might use Post-it notes to write things like a question. So if I have a question, what is this? If that's my question on this piece of paper, I write it down on a Post-it note and I stick it to the page and I go through the book and I write down all my questions. I think about what bothers me in the story or what I think I could do better, and I collect all those notes. I also use smaller Post-it notes to track elements of the story. So I might say that the pink Post-it note is for every time I see the main character's best friend. And so if the best friend shows up in this part of the document, then I would take my little tab and stick it there. And then if I go through a whole manuscript and stick tabs like that, I end up with something like this that has all kinds of color-coded tabs. Now, I know that's a lot and very busy, but for me, I'm a really visual person, so I need to be able to look at this and see, oh, I don't have enough blue tabs, or there's too big of a gap between these two blue tabs. And that way I can spread out elements in my work and make sure it's balanced, has a nice pace. So after I look at my work and see it again and track things and write down all my questions, I start to actually revise. If you're making a small change on a page like this, you might just use a caret. So let's say I wanted to add a new word here, a new word or new phrase. Then I might just add a little caret, which is that triangular shape right there, and then write my new word or phrase above it. And that would work really well to add a word or a phrase. If I want to add a whole sentence though, like in the middle of the page, I might use another kind of piece of paper, write down my sentence. So here's a sentence. And then take that and tape it right where I want to add it to my work. So it could look like this. So say I wanted to add this new sentence, I can just kind of add it out to the side. I could have another sentence that I want to add. I can use arrows. This kind of gives me more space so that I'm not worried about running out of space on the page. They're also called spider legs, which is really fun. I mean, who doesn't want to use a spider leg to revise? So I can use these. I can tell myself where they go using arrows. And that way I can add sentences or change them. If I'm doing something a little bit bigger change though, I might take a piece of paper and then write a long selection on it. So in order to figure out this selection, I'll probably grab my notebook, which is important to have, and write a lot until I figure out what the answer is. Once I have the answer, write it on a new piece of paper that's a little flap. I'm using colored papers here because it makes it a lot easier for you guys to see. And then I might tape that right over my page. Just tape it right over the old words and there I have a new writing selection. If I'm going to do an even bigger change than that, then I'll usually start from a blank piece of paper. Because sometimes it's just easier to leave your old words behind, start on a blank piece of paper, write something new. Again, your notebook is really helpful if you're having to totally revise and rewrite a scene or a section of work. I think you can tell, though, from seeing all these different little techniques that writing is never right the first time you write it down. And in fact, writing is rewriting. So that's why we revise. I hope some of these short and fun techniques can help you out in your revision. See you next time.